In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the top platforms that you can use to automate your social media posting and combine your social media accounts to one platform so you don't have to go to Facebook, then Twitter, then Instagram, and so forth. So I have 4 platforms that I'd really like to highlight, and I think with these 4 platforms, we can find solutions for pretty much any size organization. The first one that I'd like to talk about is one that a lot of you have probably heard about before. It's Hootsuite. This is the social automation platform that has really been around since the early days of social media automation, and they've really done a good job updating, and it's still probably the top dog today. So we can take a look at some of the solutions provided by Hootsuite. Let's go up here to the top and take a look at some of these drop downs. So first of all, in this dropdown right here, we can see on the left side the different features of Hootsuite and then which networks that it integrates with. So we can schedule posts with Hootsuite. We can monitor all of our interactions that we've had with posts. We can get some pretty detailed analytics. You can have multiple team members working on the same social profiles. And towards the middle of this box, you can see that it integrates with a lot of networks, Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. Those are probably your top 3. You've also have Twitter in there as well. So there are quite a few options in terms of the networks you can use with Hootsuite. It doesn't have a free plan, so that might be one drawback. You'll notice that we have the different plans, and let's go ahead and click on this link here. So you can see that the lowest plan offered by Hootsuite is $30 a month, and that will allow you to have 10 social profiles. You can schedule as many posts as you want, but you can only have one user access Hootsuite. So this is a great way to get started with social media automation, but I would recommend that you already have established yourself with your social networks a little bit before jumping in and using Hootsuite. To pay $30 a month for a social automation tool before you have even got the ball rolling with your social accounts is probably not worth it. This becomes really beneficial when you start having too much to do with social media. You're putting too much time in because you're logging into so many different accounts. And you're trying to remember what you posted on what account and what you had the idea to post tomorrow. Once you start running into those challenges, that's when these automation tools really come into play. And that's when it's a great time to do this 30-day free trial with Hootsuite. All of these tools are either free or offer a free trial. So that is definitely something that you should check out, and you could try all of these. But Hootsuite is a great place to start once you start to feel a little bit overwhelmed with all your social posting and everything like that. The next one that I want to talk about is Agora Pulse. This one is very similar to Hootsuite. However, it does offer one feature in particular that I really like. And if we scroll down here, I think it tells us, yeah, right here on the homepage here. So we can see some of the different features here. With the publishing features, we can schedule our posts just like we can with all of these tools, with Hootsuite as well. But this third bullet point right here, reviving evergreen content, I think this is a really valuable aspect of Agora Pulse. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to specify what content on your blog or website is evergreen. And for those of you who don't know, evergreen is content that really never becomes out of date. It's actually kind of the king of content. When we're thinking about our content production and what we want to put out there, if we can put something out there that in 10 years will be just as relevant as it is today, that is really, really great content, and it's known as evergreen. So what you can do with Agora Pulse is you can specify what content on your blog is evergreen, and then you can let Agora Pulse know how often you'd like to post that. So you might say, well, every month I want to tweet about this article I have that's never going to become out of date. So that's a really nice feature of Agora Pulse that doesn't come with all these other social automation tools. If you click through here, you can see a few of the other features that come with Agora Pulse. You can manage all of your messages with Agora Pulse. You can do a little bit of listening to see which topics people are talking about the most, so maybe you can post some content related on that. It has reporting, just like Hootsuite does as well, but we talked about this earlier in the course. If you can try and find out what the ROI of your social media activity is, then you can really get one step ahead of the competition in making yourself as effective as possible. So all of these tools will help you do that. I would say that Hootsuite and Agora Pulse probably have the best reporting features so that you can try and just be as profitable as possible with your marketing efforts. So Agora Pulse also has a free trial. Let's take a look at the pricing of Agora Pulse here as well. So you can see that Agora Pulse does start at $40 a month. So that's a little bit more expensive than Hootsuite, but it does also offer a free trial. So you can test it out as well. Maybe do 30 days of Hootsuite, 30 days of Agora Pulse. Again, this is when you've already got the ball rolling with social media and you're starting to be a little bit overwhelmed. These two platforms, Hootsuite and Agora Pulse, are the cream of the crop when it comes to social media automation. Let's move over to the next one here. The next tool we have is Buffer. Now, Buffer doesn't have quite the features that Hootsuite and Agora Pulse have. However, it has one big benefit. There's a free plan to Buffer. So let's take a look at the pricing first, and then we'll go over some of the features, just because I want to compare it to Hootsuite and Agora Pulse, which we just looked at. So on the website, I'm just going to click on pricing, and you can see that with a free plan of Buffer, obviously it costs $0. We can have up to 3 social accounts, and you can schedule up to 10 posts for the future. If you jump up one plan ahead of that, it's only $15 a month. We're still half the price of Hootsuite. We can now add 8 accounts, and we can schedule up to 100 posts. You can see down at the bottom which social networks Buffer integrates with. So with the free plan, we can't integrate with Pinterest. However, you can do your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Google+. So if you're looking to only really do this for 3 social profiles, say you do the 3 big ones, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you could get away with the free account. It's also just a good way to test it out. I talked about scalability earlier in the course. So if your business grows, your social marketing efforts grow, you can always upgrade to more plans without having to learn a whole new system. So with the pricing in mind, let's take a look at some of the features of Buffer here. I'm going to go back to the home page. They show a lot of stuff right here. We'll close this out. So if we scroll down, you can see that just like Hootsuite, Agora Pulse, we can manage all of our social accounts in one place. We can schedule posts for the future, and we can review analytics. You can also create teams with Buffer, so you can have multiple members, working with the same social profiles. But it just doesn't offer quite the depth of features of Hootsuite and Agora Pulse, but the pricing is very, very attractive. So if you are just a one-person business and you're looking to do a little bit of social media automation, Buffer might be the perfect solution. You can do it for free, which is really great when we talk about that ROI with social media. The last tool I want to mention is Sprout Social. Now, this tool has a lot of popularity. If you were to do some research on the top tools, social automation tools yourself, you might see Hootsuite and Sprout Social kind of come up as a top 2. However, Sprout Social can get pretty expensive. Let's go ahead and look at some of the pricing for Sprout Social here. So look at that. Right off the bat, we start off at $100 a month. So this is a very robust tool. Don't get me wrong. This has basically everything that Hootsuite has, everything that Agora Pulse has, plus some extras. It has a CRM, customer relationship management system, built right into it. So the reason I want to mention this is because for those medium to large size companies that might be hiring an employee specifically for social media, and they're really doing a lot of heavy lifting in their digital marketing, this might be a good solution. There is a free trial. I would definitely recommend trying out Hootsuite and Agora Pulse first. However, if you want to integrate a large team, you want to get really in-depth analytics, and actually you can even manage some of your display advertising here with Sprout Social. So it's an option, but it is expensive. So keep that in mind. If we look at kind of our tiers here of these different platforms, I would say for the really small organizations just getting into it, just starting out, try Buffer. See what you can get out of that. If you don't quite get enough out of Buffer, then I would probably move over to Hootsuite or Agora Pulse. And then if you're a larger organization and you're not worried about the pricing as much and you need everything all in one place, integrations, you might want to try Sprout Social as well. There are a lot of options out there. There are a lot of new social automation platforms that have just come out within the last year or two. Time will tell how effective those platforms will be. But I mentioned earlier in the course that I really wanted to focus on the tools that have already been proven successful. These 4 tools have. Hootsuite, Agora Pulse, Buffer, and Sprout Social are the go-to tools when you're looking to automate your digital marketing with social media.